Today I'm in the town of Rustavi, which is only about half an hour from Tbilisi. Wow, straight away come across something really cool. A nice pomegranate tree by the looks of it. I believe the city was built up in the 1930s, 40s and 50s, so expect to see plenty of Stalinist architecture. So I'm on what clearly must be the main square of the city, and it's a classic example of town planning from the Stalin period. Nice little summer theatre here. Basic, but does the job, no doubt. So the town seems to be split into two main parts. The old central part and then a newer region. So Rustavi is only about 20 kilometers away from Tbilisi, so I don't need to stay the night here. But if I did, I guess that's where I'd be staying. Bit of a gruesome Soviet job, and a little bit of a surprise to have such a hotel in what feels like quite a small town. So I've been walking on this street for about 30 or 40 minutes now, I guess. It's a long old street, very typical actually of socialist town planning, these long streets covering the whole city. So I'm just in the lift at the moment. I thought I'd come in to see if I can get a good view of the micro-region. It's a tiny little lift. I don't think you can get more than 2 people in here. A bit rickety as well. Hope it's going to make it. Well, open please, doors. So this is your classic micro-region then, the massive housing. Looks like a football pitch down there, probably even a school there as well. So I thought I'd come down by the stairs, but I mean you can see the lift behind me there. Like I was saying, they're not very wide, are they? Not the sort of one you want to get stuck in. I might be completely wrong, but this looks like it might have once upon a time been the local cinema. From the other side it looks more like a palace of culture. So I just came to the end of that long road and in effect come to the end of the city as well. However, just ahead there's one more thing to see. Some motor racing track or something, would you believe? Here's the racetrack then. Obviously closed off to the general public, but generally still functioning. I think they hold some international events here. Most visitors to Tbilisi probably would never dream of coming here, even though it's nearby. They probably have no reason to, unless they're motor racing fans. But for me, just visiting a new place, a place I've never been to before, is always worth it. Just to see something different, feel something different, get some new emotions. So certainly wasn't a waste of time.